It's time for a word from Calhoune County.
Hey, I guess I'll tell you another little Calhoune County story. Now, I have, up to now, only told stories about Charlie Calhoun. And there's one real long, very intricate story that I can't tell myself. I'm going to get Charlie himself. He's promised to do it. I may disguise his identity for when he does, but he has a story of he hauled a well drilling rig out to Oklahoma with his 1959 Mack truck road tractor, and he had several mishaps. Anyhow, I'll leave him to tell you that. But like I say, there have been some stories coming in from around the country from what I would call honorary Calhoun cousins. Here's one of them. You know, it seems to be nowadays the in thing to do. You have your wife's having a baby, and you found out from the doctor or something that what you're having, and you don't want to just tell people, because that ain't cool. What's cool is you want to have a big gender reveal thing, and it's progressed to where people get airplanes flying over, dumping either pink or blue dust on everybody, or the 50,000 yellow, or not yellow, 50,000 pink or blue. If you get a yellow one, you're in trouble. 50,000 pink or blue balloons, you know, helium balloons let loose or something. But I heard a story from one of our viewers. I'll just call him. I'll call him Danny Calhoun. He they decided they was going to have a big gender reveal there, and they got a real good farm down there in Georgia. Some nice equipment. Somebody in the family was expecting, and I think a daughter-in-law. If I get the story wrong, please forgive me. And this other gal knew. She was the only one that knew what the gender was, and she was going to surprise everybody. So they decided they was going to have a big gender reveal thing. And they make this kind of stuff. It's designed to pour down into the exhaust pipes of a tractor or a piece of equipment or something, and when you start it up, it blows out a cloud of either pink or blue dust. So anyhow, this stuff evidently comes in the 5-pound economy size of the different colors. Not that you need 5 pounds. I would think that maybe a 1/4 pound would be enough dumped down in there to make a good showing of a big cloud. But this gal decided that the best thing to do was to put the whole 5-pound container down, right on down in through the exhaust pipe of that big John Deere tractor. And it may have been a decision that should have been reflected upon and maybe dialed back slightly. Because upon the time for the big reveal, the key was hit on the tractor, and you had a puff of pink come up out there. Tractor almost started, almost turned over all the way, and then the engine locked up tighter than a tick and wouldn't turn over no more. Evidently that stuff there had filtered on down through the turbocharger elbow, into the turbocharger, down in through the exhaust manifold, and snuck on down there. You putting 5 pounds of this stuff down somebody's exhaust pipe. It's bound to cause some trouble. Went on down through the exhaust pipe, the exhaust manifold, went on, found its way in the head. One of the exhaust valves was evidently open and partially filled that cylinder. And when that piston came up, it must have been on the way down. And when that piston came up, woo, it hit that charge of powder in there and locked that motor up. Ooh, kind of put a damper on things there for a moment. Everybody tried to minimize things. Didn't want the girl to feel too bad for having done that. So they actually called me up and asked me what advice I would give them. And I said, well, you know, you can pull them injectors out, see which one it is, and, you know, get you a good shop vac or stick the head in there and try to suck as much of it as you can out. Might even not be a bad idea to take the whole exhaust manifold off. And you know, you can get to the head, the ports that way or whatever. So anyhow, they pulled the injectors out and they thought they had it all cleaned out real good. And turned it over and it almost started again and locked up again. It was more in there. Well, anyhow, like I say, these are honorary Calhoune cousins. They fiddled with it and finally got it cleaned out, and I was afraid that they maybe would have bent a rod or something, connecting rod, with that thing hammering on them powder like that with the other pistons firing. But evidently they got her all cleaned out, and last I heard of it was they was using the tractor, so I guess it was all right. But ooh, the poor gal, they like I say, they didn't want to act like things were too terrible because they didn't want the gal to feel too bad. But gives you pause for just thinking maybe I'll send out little pink or blue postcards next time and not do something like this. But anyway, thank you, Danny, for the story, and we'll catch you next time. See you.
Oh my goodness! Why did you get? No, no.